While there have been many illusions that he would change course, that he would approve projects, that he would, quote, build at unimaginable speeds, none of this has materialized in any form of reality.
This is up there with one of the best moments of Pierre in Parliament to date. He nailed it here. This was posted by Ryan Garrettson. Let's take a peek.
Mr. Speaker, the Liberal illusion is now on a collision course with reality. See, the Prime Minister ran an entire election campaign promising to be the opposite of who he was and to do the opposite of what he had been saying and writing and what the Liberal government had been doing for the prior 10 years. It wasn't just on this question of developing our resources. It was on questions of fiscal policy. He had obviously caused a massive inflation and housing crisis in the UK by printing nearly endless sums of money over there, and then came back here promising that he would spend less, a promise he promptly broke. He advised the Prime Minister in this country, Justin Trudeau, to do likewise, and then promised to do precisely the opposite. He argued that not only should there be a carbon tax, but that tax should be raised even further, only to promise that he would get rid of it, a promise that he is already in the process of breaking. And he had campaigned around the world to defund the energy sector, convincing financial institutions to stop loaning and investing to Canadian energy, and writing, and I quote, that he believed that as much as half of oil reserves, proven oil reserves, need to stay in the ground if we're going to get where we are, And he further said that it was a, quote, sensible decision to cancel the Northern Gateway pipeline. I think it is the right decision, he said. Those were his positions up until, about 2 months before he launched his campaign for Prime Minister, at which point he suddenly reversed himself and tried to plagiarize the positions of the Conservative Party. Now, here's the problem with someone pretending to believe something he clearly does not, just to get elected, is that after the election is over, he reverts quickly to his original course. And that is what we have seen. While there have been many illusions that he would change course, that he would approve projects, that he would, quote, build at unimaginable speeds, none of this has materialized in any form of reality. Here we are, 6 months into the latest Liberal term, and there is not a single new project that was not already in the works which has been given the green light, and certainly not one that is under construction. And so today, we have an opportunity to find out what the Liberals' real position is on the subject of a pipeline. Because yes, this motion is about our ability to ever build a pipeline. Let's break it down. We all agree that Canada has the most resources in the world. We all agree, at least Liberals and Conservatives agree, that the only reason we can't build pipelines to move those resources to tidewater is because of federal bureaucracy and federal laws. Now, you might ask, how can you say that the Liberals agree with that proposition? Well, the answer is that they passed C5, the foundation of which is that we need to go around all of the Liberal laws and bureaucracies in order to get things built.
Yeah, by the way, so instead of just getting rid of their, basically, nicknamed the No New Pipelines bill, instead of getting rid of the legislation that prevents Canada from utilizing its energy and making money, they pass a bill that allows them to bypass parts of their own bill. When I say chaos and dysfunction, I'm not using those words lightly.
Law literally allows the Prime Minister, through the stroke of the pen, to go around all of the environmental, public safety laws and the associated bureaucracies, which means that he believes that those laws and bureaucracies are neither necessary to protect the environment nor possible if you want to get anything done. So we agree that the laws and the bureaucracy are the obstacle. Here's where we disagree. His view is that to solve the problem of Liberal laws and Liberal bureaucracies, that we need more Liberal laws and Liberal bureaucracies. which is to say he confuses the problem with the solution. We believe that if there are liberal laws and bureaucracies roadblocking development, then get rid of those liberal laws and bureaucracies. Put simply, get out of the way. Get out of the way.
I guess that would just be too pragmatic. And that would make too much sense. And Pierre mentioned there that Mark Carney seemed to reverse himself on everything he believed for his entire adult life, just as he was running for prime minister. I mean, you know, those of us that were paying attention all saw right through that. I mean, his book Values was not written 20, 30 years ago out of youthful naivete. No, it was like 2022. He clearly still believed everything he wrote in that book. And Pierre says that Carney and the Liberals need to get out of the way. I've got some bad news on that front. Mark Carney is a bureaucrat. He lives to be in the way. It is the very meaning of his existence to be in the way, to be a central planner, to decide for you what is best for you. So I'm afraid the only way out of this is to vote him out of the way. Hopefully sooner than later. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. Please like, share, and subscribe. Subscribing really helps me out. I thank you for that. I will see you next time.